Okay, let's continue our discussion sa ating susunod na theorem, which is the multiplication theorem. So, dito naman sa multiplication theorem, the limit of a product of functions is the product of the limits of the individual functions. Ulitin ko lang, gaya nung ginawa natin sa addition and then sa ginawa natin sa subtraction, ganun din ang gagawin natin sa multiplication theorem. Mag-iiba lang po yung ating operation kasi multiplication na nga. So, magmumultiply lang tayo dito. Okay? So, this is just similar to addition theorem and subtraction theorem. Okay? So, the limit of a product of a function is equal to the product of their limits. So, again, and again, gamitin ulit natin yung ating given if, lagay natin, if or let naman, parang tayo if ng if. So, let the limit of f of x as x approaches c is equal to 4 and the limit of g of x as x approaches c is equal to negative 5. Then, kung ang hinahanap natin na limit ay the limit of f of x times g of x, yan yung hahanapin natin. Again, ulitin lang natin, paghiwalayin natin yung limit ng dalawang ito. So, the limit of f of x as x approaches c times the limit of g of x as x approaches c. Ulitin ko, given na yung ating limit ng f of x tsaka g of x, nandun na siya sa ating given na data, which is 4 tsaka negative 5. So, 4 times negative 5, or tanggalin na natin yung tuldok doon. Yan. Gumamit na lang tayo ng, or sige, lagyan na lang natin. Or pwede namang wala na rin yan. So, 4 times negative 5 will give us answer negative 20. So, as simple as that. Pareho lang yung process ng ating addition theorem, subtraction theorem, at saka multiplication theorem. Okay? And, next naman, ito pala, meron akong hindi na yun importante. So, next proceed tayo sa pang-anim na theorem, which is the division theorem. Okay? Dito naman sa division theorem, magiging careful tayo, di ba? Lalo na kapag magi uh, i-avoid natin na maging zero yung ating m or yung ating denominator. Kasi, pag sa fractions, you know naman, magiging undefined or cannot be or math error, iba yung ating magiging sagot. Kapag zero na yung ating denominator. So, yun yung i-avoid natin dito sa ating division theorem. The limit of a quotient of functions is the quotient of the limits of the individual functions, provided that the denominator is not equal to 0. Okay? So, for example, if, again and again, gagamitin na lang natin yung example natin kanina, yung given natin. So, the limit of f of x as x approaches c is equal to 4, and the limit of g of x as x approaches c is equal to negative 5. So, if ang hahanapin natin ay division ng dalawang ating theorem, it will look like f of x divided by g of x as x approaches c. So, again, paghiwalayin lang natin yung dalawang function natin. So, limit of f of x as x approaches c over or divided by the limit of g of x as x approaches c. So, again, given na yung kanilang limit, so all we need to do is to divide 4 divided by negative 5. Okay, so pwede ba natin itong simplify? Hindi na, right? So, sulat na lang natin siya as negative 4 over 5. And that will be the limit na hinahanap natin nung ating dalawang given function. Okay? So, isa pang example. Isa pang example. Isa pa tayong example. Yan. So, what if? O, ibahin naman natin yung ating given. If limit ng ating f of x as x approaches c is equal to 0 and the limit of yung g of x naman natin as x approaches c is equal to, sige, negative, wag namang negative 5. Let's say, 3. Okay, so iba na yung ating given. So, kung hanapin natin yung kanilang, sulat muna natin. The limit, yung hinahanap natin ay the limit of f of x divided by g of x as x approaches c. So, i-rewrite natin. It will become the limit of f of x as x approaches c divided by the limit of g of x as x approaches c. So, again, given na yung ating dalawang limit ng dalawang function natin, which is 0 and 3. So, divide lang natin 0 divided by 3. Diba? 0 divided by 3 is equal to 0. So, the limit is 0 of the limit of the given functions is 0. Okay. So, okay lang yan kung yung numerator natin ay 0. Wag lang natin, let's say, wag maging equal to 0 yung m natin or yung ating denominator. Yun yung iiwasan natin, okay? Pero kapag yung numerator natin ang 0, okay lang yun. Kasi ang magiging sagot pa rin naman dyan is 0. Pag yung denominator lang kasi, di ba, cannot be. Math error, undefined na yung ating limit kapag yun yung case natin. Okay, and that is the division theorem. Or so, sige, pakita ko nga. But anyway, kung sakaling nagkaroon man tayo ng, wait lang, gawin nga natin yung ating, okay, let's say, palitan natin yung given ulit natin, pakita natin kung denominator yung, 0 natin. So, let's say, ang f of x natin ay 4 at saka 0 yung g of x natin. So, kapag in-evaluate natin yan, it is not possible na evaluate natin yung limit natin ng f of x divided by g of x kasi magiging 0 na yung ating denominator. So, ang ilalagay lang natin dyan is that the limit of f of x divided by g of x as x approaches c is equal to, isulat lang natin siya as does not exist. Kasi, pag alam mo ng 0 yung denominator mo, wag mo nang computein, ano? Sulat mo na lang na DNE or does not exist. Okay, next tayo para mabilis. Ang ating pangpito na theorem ay walang iba kundi ang the power theorem. Atong power theorem, yung limit of an integer power p of a function is just the power of the limit of the function. So, yung theorem na ito, syempre, gagamit tayo ng exponent dito. So, this theorem states na that the limit of an integer, ay inulit ko lang, of a function is just the power of the limit of the function. So, for example tayo, kasi kahit patitigan natin itong mga given natin na mga limit-limit dito, kung wala tayong example, hindi natin maintindihan yan. So, if, again, magbigay tayo ng given, if the limit of f of x as x approaches c is equal to 4, then, kung ang hinahanap natin ay ang limit of f of x, raised to 3 or cube tayo, x is approaching c. Okay, so meron tayong exponent. So, 3 yung ating exponent. So, ang kalalagyan lang niyan is that given yung ating f of x, limit ng ating function na f of x, which is 4, so, substitute lang natin siya doon. So, 4 raised to the third power will give us the answer 64. So, as simple as that. Another example, same given tayo na limit of f of x as x approaches 6 equal to 4. So, kung ang hahanapin naman natin ay ang limit ng ating f of x raised to the, let's say, mag-negative naman tayo. Or, sige, pakita natin pag negative 2. As x approaches c, so, kunin lang natin yung ating yung limit ng ating function na f of x, which is 4, raised to negative 2. Pero, negative yung ating exponent, therefore, hindi naman natin siya multiply as 4 times 4. So, ang magiging kalalabasan niyan, igawin mo na nating positive yung ating exponent. So, ang mangyayari dyan, magkakaroon tayo ng fraction na sagot. So, we have 4 squared. Ganito yung gagawin kapag negative yung exponent natin. Okay? Magiging 1 over 4 squared. So, this time, wala nang negative yung ating exponent. So, pwede na nating kunin yung squared ng 4. So, that will become 1 over 16. So, that is the limit of the given function. So, ganyan yung case kapag meron tayong negative na exponent. Okay? Gawin mo muna siyang positive before mo kunin yung kanyang sagot. Final na sagot. Okay po? So, that is the power theorem. And now, last but not the least theorem is the radical or root theorem. This theorem naman states that if n is a positive integer, the limit of the nth root of a function is just the nth root of the limit of the function, provided the nth root of the limit is a real number. Okay, provided that the root of the limit is a real number. Take note of that. Okay, so hindi natin makukuha yung limit ng isang limit kapag meron tayong radical kung hindi naman real number yung ating kinukuhanan. Let's say mga negative, let's say kung the square root of negative 8, hindi natin makukuha yung limit nun, magiging does not exist yun kasi hindi naman real number yung ating negative number. Okay? So, example tayo. Again, magbigay tayo ng given. So, if the limit, paborito ko yung number 4 So, gamitin ulit natin yung number 4. So, the limit of f of x as x approaches c is equal to 4. So, kung ang hahanapin natin dyan ay square root ng ating function, so sulat natin Ang hahanapin natin ay ang limit ng square root ng ating f of x as x approaches c. Okay? Siyempre, given na yung ating limit ng ating f of x, nandito na siya 4, and that will become square root of 4, and that is equal to 2. Okay, as simple as that. So, yung sabi niya dito kanina, provided that the nth root of the limit is a real number. So, real number yung 4, kaya meron tayong nakuha na limit. But what if, let's say, ang hinahanap natin, let's say, ang given ay, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, what if negative 4 yung ating given limit ng ating function? So, kapag kukunin natin yan, it is not possible na ma-evaluate natin yan kasi ang negative 4 po ay hindi naman siya kasali or hindi naman siya real number. Kaya hindi possible na ma-evaluate yung limit natin. Okay? So, susulat mo lang dyan, the limit of the square root of f of x as x approaches c does not exist. Kasi, kung ang given ay negative, does not exist kasi hindi naman real number yung ating negative na number. Okay? So, that is the 8 theorems or 8 limit laws natin. So, mag-recall tayo. Ang una nating limit law ay the limits of a constant is itself. Pangalawa, the limits of x as x approaches c is equal to c. Pangatlo, the constant multiple theorem. 4, the addition theorem, the subtraction theorem, the multiplication theorem, the division theorem, and the division theorem, the power theorem, and last but not the least is the radical or the rule theorem.